Why don't you go celebrate your freedom with your own friends?
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 behind-the-scenes DreamWorks facts.
I don't understand.
Don't play coy with me.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most interesting pieces of information regarding this animation studio and its projects. What's your favorite DreamWorks movie? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Leonardo DiCaprio as Jack Frost, Rise of the Guardians.
I have to say, this is very, very exciting. The Big Four, all in one place. I'm a little starstruck.
Rise of the Guardians featured quite a collection of A-list voice actors, including the likes of Alec Baldwin, Hugh Jackman, Isla Fisher, and Jude Law. And who could forget Leonardo DiCaprio as the voice of Jack Frost? Oh, wait, we all can, because it was Chris Pine who portrayed Frost in the film.
I must have done something really bad to get you four together. Wait, am I on the naughty list?
On naughty list? You hold the record.
However, what many people don't know is that DiCaprio was the one originally cast in the role. Indeed, in 2009, there were numerous reports about how he would be in the upcoming DreamWorks project, a first for the actor. Clearly, everyone's excitement was premature, as this never came to be.
What makes you think I want to be a guardian?
Number 9. Will Ferrell got to improvise. Megamind. The original Megamind script was probably pretty funny, but we doubt it was as funny as the final product ended up being, thanks to Will Ferrell's improvisational skills.
The most horrible, terrifying, evil thing you can possibly think of. And multiply it by 6!
In an interview with the Washington Post, the actor behind the titular villain spoke about how he was able to bring his ideas to the table. Most notably, he explained that the Space Dad voice, which was essentially a Marlon Brando impression, was not scripted.
This is a dream come true. You've been blessed with unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.
There's no doubt that this added a whole layer of funny to the story, and we simply can't imagine the movie having turned out any other way. Number 8. The Madagascar penguins were originally the Beatles. Madagascar. Alex the lion was the biggest star at the zoo, but the most popular characters to emerge from the Madagascar films might just be the 4 penguins: Skipper, Kowalski, Rico, and Private.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Kowalski, progress report.
They got their very own spin-off movie in 2014. However, it turns out that these 4 waddling birds were originally drawn for a movie that had nothing to do with the franchise. While working on a project called Rockumentary, DreamWorks animation director Eric Darnell created the penguins as a version of the Beatles. However, the music rights were too complicated, and the film never got made.
You didn't see anything, right?
Yes, sir.
Luckily for us, when Madagascar needed some penguins, they had the shelved Flappy Fab 4 ready to go.
Looks like we have a job to do. Captain's log. Embarking into hostile environment. Kowalski, we'll need to win the hearts and the minds of the natives. Rico, we'll need special tactical equipment.
Number 7. Brenda Chapman made history. The Prince of Egypt. Some people may recognize the name Brenda Chapman as the co-director of Pixar's 2012 film Brave. She made history as the first woman to direct a feature-length Pixar movie, though she didn't get to finish her work on it.
How do we know that this isn't some trick?
I've never...
This is highly irregular.
Where is the Queen?
We will not stand for any more of this jiggery pokery.
That's right, let's see her.
Shut it!
DreamWorks, on the other hand, had checked this box about 14 years prior. The year was 1998, and the movie was The Prince of Egypt, which was directed by Steve Hickner, Simon Wells, and, that's right, Brenda Chapman.
I'm standing with heart so full, I can't explain. Seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say.
And with that, she didn't just become the first female director of a DreamWorks animated film. Indeed, she was the first female director to sit in any of the major animation studios' directors' chairs for a feature.
This is your home, my son. Here the river brought you, and it's here the river meant to be your home.
Number 6. Sinbad killed 2D animation. Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. There's a reason DreamWorks animated movies released after 2003 were made using computer animation as opposed to traditional animation techniques. And that reason was Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, which was made using both, but with a strong emphasis on the latter.
What is it?
It just stands, Captain. It's the edge of the world!
DreamWorks had high expectations for it, and who could blame them? The film had action, adventure, and the voices of Brad Pitt, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Joseph Fiennes. Sadly, it tanked.
Well, well, well. This has got to be a little embarrassing for you, Eris.
Don't push your luck, Sinbad.
DreamWorks moved away from making traditionally animated feature films after that. While there's no saying for sure whether this was the only reason for the switch, it was certainly a big part of the story.
I'm not responsible for this mess, and I didn't ask Proteus to put his neck on the line for me.
Number 5. Nearly everyone hated working on it. The Road to El Dorado. The Road to El Dorado cost $95 million to make, and only brought in about $76 million at the box office. It has a 48% on Rotten Tomatoes, and its Metacritic score is just 51 out of 100.
The stars are not in position for this tribute.
Like he says, stars. Can't do it. Not today.
But as much as critics and audiences initially didn't enjoy the film, it seems the people who made it disliked working on it even more. For animator Rick Farmelo, his negative opinion of the film is, quote, tied in with the crazy making of it.
Tulio, look on the positive side. These things can't get...
Excuse me, were you going to say worse?
No.
You sure?
Absolutely. No, I've revised that whole thing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Will Finn initially worked as a director on the movie, but he left as things weren't moving in a way that lined up with his artistic vision. This road sounds far less fun than the one Miguel and Tulio traveled.
And that's your plan, is it?
That's pretty much it?
Well, I like it.
Number 4. Astrid was created for the films. How to Train Your Dragon franchise. You might be aware that How to Train Your Dragon was based on author Cressida Cowell's book series of the same name, but it might surprise you to know that one of the main characters in the movie was not in the novels.
Astrid.
Indeed, Astrid Hofferson was created and quickly grew into one of the franchise's most powerful and independent warriors. And there's no doubt that the films are better for her presence.
What you're searching for isn't out there, Hiccup. It's in here.
As for Kamikaze, a character from the source material noticeably missing from the adaptation, well, Cowell feels that she and Astrid are actually pretty similar.
Stay out of my way. I'm winning this thing.
Good. Please, by all means.
Number 3. Jerry Seinfeld's B-movie pitch was a joke. B-movie. For most people, getting a movie greenlit requires a lot of work and luck. For Jerry Seinfeld, all it took was dinner and a joke.
No, yes, no. Do it. I can't. How should I start it? You like jazz? No, that's no good.
The meal happened to be with Steven Spielberg, and the gag gave us the B-movie. As Seinfeld said during an interview back in 2007, quote, "It was an offhand remark of something I thought might be a funny comment."
Larry B's have never been afraid to change the world. I mean, what about B. Columbus? B. Gandhi? Bejesus.
He wasn't actually particularly keen on the idea of making a real motion picture out of it, but clearly Spielberg thought there was something there. He took the idea to DreamWorks co-founder Jeffrey Katzenberg, and pretty soon, Barry B. Benson and his pals graced our screens.
Whoa. I'm out! I can't believe I'm out!
Number 2. DreamWorks and Pixar's feud. Ants. DreamWorks, or DreamWorks SKG, are more than just Disney competitors.
You are an ant after my own heart. An ant that looks death in the face and laughs.
The K in SKG is for Katzenberg. Yes, Jeffrey Katzenberg, co-founder of the studio who used to head Disney's film division before reportedly resigning due to tension with then CEO Michael Eisner. And that's not even the feud we're talking about here.
Please. I was slumming it. Don't you get it? I chose you because you were the most pathetic little bug in the joint.
This one has to do with Katzenberg and DreamWorks pushing up their release date for Ants to get it out before Disney's A Bug's Life, not to mention the fact that both Steve Jobs and John Lasseter at Pixar reportedly believed that Katzenberg's idea was a ripoff. It's an ant-eat-ant world out there, folks.
Every worker in the colony is here. Hey, wait a minute, that guy owes me money.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. DreamWorks Animation's longest one-shot, The Bad Guys. That honor goes to the opening segment in The Bad Guys.
What the thorax?
Are you crazy?
What? I just wanted a longer car chase. It's the best part.
The Sex of the Tooth Fairy, Rise of the Guardians. When writing the book, William Joyce used a coin to determine whether the character would be a man or a woman.
It's okay, little one. Pretty. Ooh. You know what? I've got something for you. Here it is. Look at all the pretty teeth. There's little blood and gum on them.
The Homely Panda, Kung Fu Panda 3. His name is actually Homely.
You're like me, but with a hat.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Mike Myers' Shrek accent required extra time and money. Shrek. It's impossible for most of us to imagine Shrek without the Scottish accent. However, when Mike Myers first recorded his lines, it was nowhere to be heard. But he wasn't happy with the result and requested redos.
Well, I have to save my ass.
What kind of knight are you?
One of a kind.
Jeffrey Katzenberg agreed, even though it reportedly meant removing $4 million worth of animation. That's Katzenberg's version of events anyway, though Myers has said it wasn't nearly that expensive.
All right, you're going the right way for a smack bottom.
Sorry about it.
Interestingly enough, while Shrek was ultimately a hit, the studio seemingly had higher expectations for films like The Prince of Egypt. Indeed, it's been said that being sent to work on Shrek was a punitive method employed by DreamWorks. Apparently, it was called getting Shreked.
People take one look at me and go, "Ah, help, run! A big, stupid, ugly ogre."
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.